Welcome back. Now we're into the home stretch and we'll be closing with housing development in Ogun State. Apparently, providing housing is one of the things that Governor Ibikunle Amoso is very passionate about, and he is doing something about it as a result of that passion. To tell us exactly what is going on in that regard, it's my pleasure to welcome Mrs. Jumoke Akinwumi, who is SA on housing to the Governor of Ogun State. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, if the governor is passionate about this, that means you've got your work cut out, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Ah, okay. And I hear that you all are set to commission a huge project.
Perhaps not huge in the sense of the size of the number of units, but huge in the sense of significance.
Okay.
Yes.
Now tell us about this.
Okay. So, as you mentioned, I'm a special advisor to the governor on housing development.
Okay.
And I'm the general manager of the Housing Corporation. Now, the Housing Corporation's key role is to intervene in housing delivery in the state. It has done that to varying degrees in the past. But with the current governor and his passion and commitment to do a number of things, I mean, one of his 5 cardinal programs is the delivery of good quality infrastructure and housing. Added to that is urban development. So there are major projects in that space as well. But the Housing Corporation has repositioned itself to, in the first place, act as a catalyst for housing delivery, but also to show that it has the in-house capacity itself to intervene in that regard. So the first project that we're showcasing as the new Housing Corporation is called Plainfields Estate. And it's a 76-unit development opposite the governor's office in Abeokuta.
Okay. Yes. 76 units, you
Yes,
say?
76
okay.
units.
Now, how can one buy a unit?
Okay.
Or have you sold them all?
I have to confess, I hope he's not watching me, that we have that we have sold a substantial number. I think largely because the quality is excellent, even if I have to say so myself, and also because the pricing is right. I mean, those are the two things that a developer needs to be mindful of. If you have a target market and your pricing is right, then there's a good chance that you will get to sell it.
Okay, so should anybody be watching out there now who wants to get one of the ones that are still remaining,
Yes,
since
yes.
you say that most of it is
Yes.
gone, what should they do?
Well, it's come to the Housing Corporation or go online, because we are online as well. You can buy a form. There's a fee to pay for the form, and you make an indication of which type of unit you have. A bit of history.
What types are there?
Yes, a bit of history to that. I mean, initially, I, as the GM, approached His Excellency and said, you know, we need to create a new face for this Housing Corporation. May I have a small parcel of land in what I determined to be a prominent location, which was opposite his office? And he asked me how small. I said, well, 1,000 square meters so that we can build 4 or 5 units. And his comment to me was, I don't think you know what you're talking about. 1,000 square meters, 4 or 5 units. We don't do things like that in Ogun State. You know, so that 1,000 square meters became 3.5 hectares of land, and a few units became 76. But basically there we have built a number of prototypes, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 4, of varying designs as well. And the other thing we've done is that we've used building technology to test whether this is the way to go, whether this is the future for the Housing Corporation. And so a combination of conventional construction, building technology, 2 and 3 and 4 bedroom, semi-detached, detached, and even flats, which is quite an uncommon thing in Ogun State. We've built 2 and 3 bedroom flats. We've tested the market. The market is willing for as long as it is within a mixed development. That's
Okay.
what we have found.
When you said that those who might be interested in the various units, how much are they going for?
Yes, the houses are priced at between 9 and 20 million in a place that is fully serviced, in the sense that good quality roads, drainage, backup power for essential services, security. Water, definitely water. So we've got 3 boreholes there, our own large storage treatment plants and so on.
Okay, well, even though
How
you're
much are they?
The price
So-
between 9 and 20, depending. So the
Okay,
most
so
expensive is
if I
the
wanted a flat,
four-bedroom
if I wanted a
duplex. The two-bedroom flat was 9 million. The three-bedroom is 11 million.
Uh-huh.
As a matter of fact, more recently we decided we will keep the block of flats for ourselves. It's so nice because we've also received offers of people who are interested in renting. So corporate organizations who are interested.
when
in
you said you tried out building technology, one would think that should help to make the houses a little bit more, I think, cheaper than they are now.
Yes, comparatively, they are cheaper in terms of construction, but it doesn't contribute to the cost of infrastructure. It doesn't make it any less. So, indeed, we have found that that is definitely a way to go. But you also have to be mindful that we have to develop local skills. And there are many people who are looking for work. So, if you entirely depend on building technology, then you're excluding an opportunity to build up the industry more robustly. So we limited the involvement of technology to about 20% of the total buildings that were developed. And the rest of it, we had small contractors. Many of them never had the experience of detailed drawings and detailed documentation. But that, at the end of the day, was of great benefit to everyone because a number of them learned what they had never learned, although they'd been building for so long.
Okay. Between 9 million and 20 million, you talked about the provision of housing being your governor's one of his
Yes.
passions and things he wants to do for Ogun State.
Yeah.
But beyond here, how many of those people in Ogun State can afford the 9 million and 20 million to get this house in a fully serviced area?
Yes.
And what are the payment arrangements?
Okay, so the first question first. One of the key things about housing delivery is that it really needs to be quite a holistic program. I know that we've typically focused on the lower end of the pyramid because that is where the greatest need is. But the truth is that if you're not able to think more holistically in a manner where you're thinking of cross-subsidizing, then even attempts at delivering at the lower level will fail because they will not be sustainable. So the governor of Ogun State, the charge to us who are in the business of housing delivery, which is the Ministry of Housing, OPIC, and ourselves, the corporation, is this. I want your intervention across the different income strata. And that